Last weekend's game saw Arsenal open up a 6-point lead at the top of the table. London rivals Chelsea, though, are now their closest challengers, and Arsenal head to Stamford Bridge on Super Sunday. Alan, it's set to be a huge game. I mean, some people are calling it a game of the season so far, second versus first. But let's look at Chelsea. I mean, Mikel Arteta today was talking about Chelsea, genuine title contenders. Would you agree?
Well, I think they've just, hit like a streak of form where you've got to think that they're in the for a shout of it. I mean, the young boy Esteban is like really captured the imagination of Chelsea fans, and he lifted the place in the absence of Carl Palmer. But he's back this weekend as well. Yeah. So that arms them. I always, when I look at them and think, are they title contenders? I just worry about the goalkeeper and the centre backs. That kind of cohesion, where you look at Arsenal, I know they've got an injury at the moment, but that's really been their strength. And if there's any area of the weakness of the team, I would say there. But the rest of the team looks really strong and up for it.
Well, look, we've spoken a bit about Enzo Maresca, but Mikel Arteta is also an admirer of the Chelsea head coach. He said today he loves watching Chelsea play.
Well, I think we are all there, and they are there because they fully deserve where they are, what they have done in the last few years. I think the squad that they assembled, the numbers that they have, the amount of quality, the manner and the coaching staff that they have. It makes sense that what is happening there is very, very positive, and they deserve to be there. It's one of the teams that I enjoy the most watching, and they have a lot of fluidity, they have a lot of threat, they have a lot of individual talent, they are very clear what they want to do, and that's why they are very tough.
Mikel Arteta, I don't know what you think about this part. It's really giving it, a little bit like, a bit of pressure towards Chelsea there. What do you reckon?
Definitely. He's getting it every week. They're at the top of the league, etc., etc. He'll just palm it out a little bit of that pressure. Yeah. I would suspect that. He is looking at them as, real contenders now, whereas perhaps at the start of the season he wasn't sure. Like us all, I think we was all quite wondering how Chelsea were going to cope from the World Club Championship. Yeah. The after effects of that, would they hit the ground running? And they've done exceptionally well. So, it would make for a great viewing on Sunday.
Absolutely. And Roberto, this Arsenal side that you're looking at this season, come from a great win, obviously, against Spurs. You've played Bayern Munich. You've beat them at home as well. What do you think can stop this Arsenal side now?
Oh, at the moment they look unstoppable, don't they? I mean, they've been very consistent over not just this season, but probably the last 2 seasons, 3 seasons, and they've just become stronger and stronger. They're very solid now. The defensive organisation is brilliant, and that's why they've conceded the least goals in the Premier League as well. But they have such an attacking threat as well. So it's very difficult to play against the Arsenal team because they press you very high, they press you very hard. So you don't have much time on the ball. So you have to be able as an opposition to go past the first press. If you manage to do that, then you might have a bit of space because otherwise they just suppress you.
Yeah, exactly. And I know there's a lot of Spurs fans that won't want me to go back to last weekend, but I mean, Eberechi Eze, that hat-trick, it felt like almost a career-defining performance by him, would you say?
Yeah, certainly for his Arsenal career, because, at QPR and at Crystal Palace he's been exceptional. Yeah. And, they won the FA Cup with his goal, so it just goes to show that he was at the levels. But what he done at Arsenal this year is you can see there's a newer confidence in him. When you go to a big club and you grow with it sometimes, or you fold with it, and he's grown with it. And the hat-trick was a bit like Rice's 2 goals in the Champions League, a career-defining moment for him and the fan base, because obviously, Arsenal's biggest rivals and the North London derby, to get a hat-trick is,
this is the game you want to score in, isn't it?
Of course, look, and he's such a humble, lovely guy as well. You can tell that he's so loved by not just the fan base, but his fellow players, and he just takes each goal with such aplomb. It's just so natural for him.
Well, I mean, the difficulty now, especially after a game like this, is Mikel Arteta now has a fit Martin Odegaard, club captain. Roberto, for you, if you have that decision, sorry, I mean, look, I could have asked either of you. No, in fact, I will ask both of you. I mean, you've got Eze, you've got Odegaard. What are you doing ahead of this weekend?
It's a tough decision, but I don't know what it's going to do. Either way, I mean, the team looks very well organized, whether the one place or the other place. Now, Eze is obviously, the top of his game, so full of confidence, had a great week. You might consider that he's played 2 games in a short period of time, so might bring in some fresh legs for Sunday, but that's really down to the manager, how he sees them on a daily basis on the training ground, and then make a decision about it.
How much of a headache is that, as a manager, Alan, to have a player that is pushing your captain in that position?
Well, most football managers have a lose-lose situation. We lose centre back, and the other centre back's not, just as bad as the one that's come out. This is a win-win. You know what I mean? He can't lose. So whoever he puts on the bench is a massive asset to have that coming off the bench. I would suspect that he would keep Eze in the team because my natural reaction would be to play players in form. I mean, obviously, he's so high in his own emotion at the moment of getting a hat trick that I would start with him.
That's it. As you mentioned, Cole Palmer is fit to start against Arsenal after overcoming a toe injury, albeit a strange one. A key factor in the game will be in midfield, though, where 2 of the league's best players, Declan Rice and Moises Caicedo, go head-to-head. And Maresca said today he always knew Rice would get to the very top after working with him earlier in his career.
I just heard you asked in your press conference about Rice, Caicedo. And there was a bit of chat during the week, that being a bit of a throwback to the old, I know it's Man United, but the old Keane Vieira battles. Do you see that, Rice, Caicedo, being a big part of what decides Sunday?
Yeah, I see them. Yes, but I see them 2 fantastic players, 2 fantastic midfielders. In this moment, and Declan is playing a little bit more in front as attacking midfielder. We use Moy in different way, but both they are top players, fantastic player.
Do you think it's a valid comparison? People will talk Rice v Caicedo, or do you see them being quite different in profile?
No, they are. As I said, Declan is playing like attacking midfielder a little bit in this moment. Mo is playing more defensive midfielder, but both they are very good players. But especially both because I had Declan when I was at West Ham and I was there as assistant coach. So both they are good person, good guy. Humble both, and it's nice to work with them.
Of course, I forgot that with West Ham. So when you saw him as a younger player, when you were at West Ham, what potential did you think he had there?
You can see immediately. It's very easy when you see a profile like Declan to understand that he's going to be a top player.
It was easy, wasn't it? You could see it straight away.
Yeah, you can see. He was playing central defender in that time with second team, and he started to play as a midfielder with Pellegrini at West Ham. But for sure, you can see that he was very good player.
Did you think he'd become, like you said, he played a bit centre back then. I think a lot of people thought he might go into midfield and then end up playing as more of a defender. Did you expect he'd play the kind of advanced role that we see him play now? Did you expect to do that?
It's just evolution from Mikel, from him. I think again, Declan is a fantastic player. He's good defending, he's good offending, offensively. So it's in both phases, he's very good.
I remember it would have been around this time last year, your team were going well, but you said, essentially, we're not ready yet. Are you ready now?
I think we are better than last season, for sure, no doubt. And the reason why is because we spent 1 more year together. Where we are in this moment, to be honest, I don't know. What I know is that we go in the right direction, and we are competing every game against any team.
Well, as you can also see, we've been joined by a Chelsea legend, both as a player and manager, Roberto Di Matteo. Roberto, thank you so much for joining us. I've got to say, Alan called this because I know you had a little bit of traffic issues, and Alan was like, "Don't worry, he's going to be here. He's going to be here." And
you're still fine though, bro. You're still fine.
Yeah, you're still fine.
I know.
Roberto, I'll start. We just saw Enzo Maresca there talking, all things Chelsea, about Declan Rice as well. But with Maresca, do you feel like Chelsea are under or overachieving?
I think they're just right at where they have to be in this time of the year. I mean, last season, Champions League qualification was a an objective or a target. They achieved that, won 2 trophies, was great. You know, it's always nice to put a few trophies in the cabinet.
Yeah, of course.
And then this season, you know, they're up there in the league. They are in a very good position in the Champions League, performing at a high level as well. There's just a little bit of still inconsistency there, maybe in 1 or 2 games, but all in all, I think they are doing very, very well.
It's a weird one because you know, you mentioned those inconsistencies every now and again, but sometimes it feels like the fans haven't fully embraced him yet. Do you know what I mean, Alan?
Well, the one thing I would say is that he's been really solid with the players. You know, there's not really any kind of noises coming out of there, and the ball, more importantly for him.
Yeah.
That, you know, he seems to be juggling a lot of things there because the squad is huge, a lot of young players. He's done exceptionally well, in my opinion. And, you know, the team is gelling nicely. The performance in the week was terrific. And they'll take that into Arsenal.
And Cole Palmer's obviously been out. He's only had 2 Premier League starts. Is it a case of get him in as quickly as possible, do you reckon, Roberto?
I wouldn't expect him to start on Sunday because he's been out for a while now. And also the team has been performing extremely well. So it'd be a surprise if he's on the starting lineup. But he's a player that he can unlock a game. He's a player that has done some marvelous stuff for the club, and it's good news that, you know, now end of November he's available again, because now then the Christmas period is coming out with many games, so you know you need all your players available if possible.
Yeah, Alan, what would you say? I mean, you know, he's been out. Obviously, Chelsea have been on this good run of form. Like, you know, they're second in the table, as we say, playing well in the Champions League. All of a sudden, Cole Palmer becomes available. Physio saying to you, he's fit to start. What are you doing?
He goes on the bench. I mean, Roberto, I tell you, you know, the one thing that, you know, you're under pressure on as a manager is to play a player too early and he gets an injury, you know, play him full 90 minutes at that level. So to introduce him, particularly on the back of a winning team, is like the perfect scenario. So if the game's not going so well with 20 minutes to go, it will lift the stadium, you know, and lift the team, because obviously he's an exceptional talent.
Well, there was one talent you were talking about as well, Esteval.
Wow.
And I think you're right. I think it's that thing with a player like that really just lifts not just the players around him, but the crowd.
Yeah. I mean, I was doing a commentary there, and Esteval, I've never heard, and Roberto probably backed this out, I've not heard the excitement from Chelsea fans for a long time. Maybe going back to even Ian Hazard when he first arrived. The level that he produces. He come on against Wolves and changed the game. He's got exceptional talent and so quick over that sort of first 2-3 yards that he's almost impossible to defend. So outside or inside, whichever way he's going to go, it's very difficult to stop him. You know, he has a confidence about him. He's starting for Brazil at such an early age. It's just a terrific prospect.
He's become Brazil's penalty taker as well. He's 18 years old. Like, I mean, Roberto, have you been surprised? I mean, seeing someone, you know, come from Palmeiras, you know, straight from the Brazilian league into, you know, a title contending Chelsea side, and he's adapting so well to the Prem.
Yes, I was surprised. I mean, it amazes me how mature he is for his age. You know, I watched him in the summer in the FIFA Club World Cup when he played there for Palmeiras, but to expect him to come to England, a new country, new language, new environment, and then start off so well, that did surprise me a little bit. But, you know, you meet him and he's a really humble guy, and he's got a great family behind him, around him. So he's very settled in here in London or in Cobham. And so, and he's an exciting player. I mean, when I first watched him in the States, you know, I was like, wow, this is special talent. And he's slowly developing, because let's not forget, he's still very, very young. Yeah. But he has so many skills and attributes, and he's only going to get better as well. So he's going to be a top player. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as a manager, right, this may seem like a silly question, but if the game's a little bit done, you are looking for that injection. Are you thinking about a player that the crowd all of a sudden are going, we've all been waiting to see him?
Well, of course, you always got that in the back of your mind, a sort of armoury as a manager, to kind of have a player that can lift the stadium. I mean, I had a talent at Newcastle in Ben Arthur who had that same, the excitement around him was like perhaps above his ability even. Yeah. But it just is, and it just creates such a presence when he enters the field, etc., etc. But Palmer is a player that also carries that. So Chelsea are lucky; they got 2 really outstanding players, young players, who can lift a stadium, whether they're on the pitch or coming in later. It's a great asset.